Welcome back to Ram Film Reviews. How you doing, guys? Thank you for joining us again.
Yep.
It's the lovely trio. We got Randall,
See.
Armando,
Hi.
and Mac.
Remember, we have a microphone now, so you don't have to yell like you're going across the room.
Yeah, we got a new mic thanks to Randall.
We're testing this out. Let us know how you hear us and how this is functioning. We are testing new things out, so it's just to make sure that things are just working to level.
That is correct. So today we're going to bring you the US version of Dead Alive, original title Brain Dead, from Peter Jackson. This was released back in 1992 in New Zealand and transferred to the US in 1993. Title was changed due to the original Brain Dead that was released in 1990. So this is another childhood favorite of mine. This copy was provided to us by Retroitis on Instagram at Retroitis. Thank you, gentlemen. Always been big support of you guys. And
all right, we're hearing an okay. I hear you okay.
Oh, thank you. Who did the okay?
Jose.
Senor Jose.
Awesome dude that follows a lot of the art stuff that I do too. Great friend of the LLF family and the collector side of my life too.
Nice.
Hybrid Tile, Ellie.
Ellie, love you. Thank you for joining.
What's going on?
Yeah. So we just wanted. I know the last few times it's been a little rough with having to shout across the room to where the camera is so we can get the proper angles here and all that stuff. So I'm glad this is working great. But yeah, like Mac was saying, we're bringing you the U.S. version of Dead Alive, originally titled Brain Dead, which got changed because there's another movie that released prior to that called Brain Dead.
1990, correct.
But none of it has as much recognition and as much popularity and cult following as Peter Jackson doing what Peter Jackson used to do amazingly well, which was comedic, kind of a touch of horror type of thing when it comes to concept more than actual horror, I guess, right? Because you would imagine the concept of what this is would be considered horror. Yeah,
it was really comedical, and the thing is, the rating scale back in the UK. So the UK, like in the United States, we have PG-13. They have, I believe, something like PG-15, 16.
Yeah.
Around those lines. But the critics, they saw it was just such a comedy movie that they wanted the audience that 15 years or older to watch it. But due to its gore, you want to say, the amount of blood, they did raise it to the age of, I believe, 18. So, but it's a fun movie overall. We found out that there's about 3 versions of this film. The VHS release, which is a good about 85 minute film, had a lot of cut scenes, which I was disappointed. I thought it was the film. So I was testing our.
If you got a little bit of feedback there,
Let me get sure it's.
So I'm so used to the 97 minute uncut release that when I saw the 85 minute, I was disappointed. I was watching it with Randall, and I was like, "Hey, they cut this scene. It was just
it was consistent size through the VHS. It's like every 5 minutes. So
because I wanted him to witness what I did as a kid, like these amazing shots, these scenes, the makeup, just the gore of it, and he didn't. I was like, all right, I gotta bring my DVD. Of course, this was provided by Retroitis. I have my copy at home, anyways, like you here. So the 97 minute is just what I experienced as a kid, and I had to share that with Rando.
Yeah.
Armando came through. We watched it again, and
fucking great movie.
Go for it, guys.
So, immediately watching this movie, the first thing that crossed my mind was to ask Mac, have you seen Bad Taste? Bad Taste is Peter Jackson's first full-length film. And even though Bad Taste you can tell it's his first film, right? It's not gonna be the classic or the incomparable Peter Jackson movie that you think about, right?
Correct, yeah.
But it's such a fun movie in its own terrible way.
Exactly.
And the thing is that a lot of what he did in Bad Taste was very similar to what he ended up using to progress what he started with and make it better in what he did in Dead Alive. So, I mean, I always tell people, like, go watch Bad Taste. I told Mac, you need to go watch Bad Taste, and he did. And and I'm glad he did. The only thing is I didn't warn him about the content or quality of movie it would be. So he went in there thinking I was sending him to watch a masterpiece.
Yeah, I was going in just
like
with
I
this
saw
impression.
Yeah. It was like, oh, we just saw Dead Alive. Watch Bad Taste. So immediately Mac's like, cool, it's gonna be that level. No, it's not the level of what Dead Alive is. It's just a really fun Peter Jackson movie.
Correct.
And the effects that he uses in Dead Alive is in comparison to what he uses in Bad Taste. Only obviously in Dead Alive, he had a bigger budget. He had more to work with, and he also had 29 fucking gallons of blood or some shit.
Oh yeah, and this scene, the famous lawnmower scene, it was about 300 liters. So I think it's like 79.2 gallons of fake blood.
So there you go, 72.9 gallons.
So, 79.2 or 72.9.
It's a lot of red.
Yeah, and
yeah,
per second, I think they were shooting like 5 gallons of fake blood at him. So that's insane.
That scene that he's like turning around, you just see all the blood spill coming towards him, being thrown at him.
Well, you see it spread all over the floor too.
Yeah.
Like it was an insane amount of blood, and it went on to being the record holder for most blood used in a scene. Correct? Like,
that is correct.
And I'm not sure if it still maintains that, or
we'll have to look that up. But I believe it's still
for a good portion of time. Like that definitely held record for.
And
maybe
Nightmare on Elm Street, the Johnny Depp scene. No.
Wait, when did Shining come out?
The Shining
elevator scene.
Oof.
Oh.
I believe the 80s.
In the 80s. Somewhere in the 80s. Sometime in the 80s.
So this would still be after that. So this was still on record as being the bloodiest.
Yeah, 1980, The Shining. Yeah.
So this came out after and still had more blood than The Shining. And The Shining is the only other scene that I can think of historically that has that much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dipping sauce.
So yeah, we're back to Randall saying about Bad Taste. So I've heard about it, but I never got around to it.
Yeah.
And the cover, like to me, it's I wouldn't say iconic, but it's so
recognizable.
Recognizable, yeah, because so many people talked about it. They told me, Mac, go watch it. So then Randall's like, Mac, you gotta watch it. You know, it's Peter Jackson. I was like, all right. So it took me 2 days to watch it, honestly. But I went in there. I was like, all right, I gotta watch this film. I gotta see the resemblance that made Peter Jackson make this movie, along with I think it was Fran Welsh, the other one director, and Steven Sinclair, 3 directors. They want to make like zombie movies. So it took from after Bad Taste, 1987. After that release, they got together and they like started working about zombie movies and what they want to create. And then this was the turnout.
Born Alive.
Exactly.
Creative.
So yeah, Bad Taste. Like I said, I gotta rewatch it again, but I know like the last 40...
Now rewatching it, knowing what it is.
Yeah, the last 40 minutes was just great. Peter Jackson's...
No, it's true.
Peter Jackson's Derek...
So if you haven't seen Bad Taste, Peter Jackson's character, I think, steals that whole entire movie.
I think it's called... His name is Derek.
Yeah, Derek. Derek steals the entire movie. And... like, without... Listen, I'm going to spoil this part. You have to experience Peter Jackson with a loose scalp and a brain exposed through this entire movie and trying to find different ways to keep his scalp sealed so his brain doesn't come out and he goes brain dead.
Literally.
It is one of the best things in this movie, and Peter Jackson absolutely owns that role and owns it so well. Like, that's why for me, like, it's him and obviously the monsters or the aliens in the movie are alongside Peter Jackson would steal this movie as much.
Oh, exactly. The main thing is just them trying to get human flesh for their food chain or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, if you get past the first, it's about like a good hour and a half, give or take, I believe. The first 30 minutes, you get past that, you're in for a ride.
Yeah.
But funny that Randall said Peter Jackson's character, Derek, I believe that's the name, shows up as an Undertaker's assistant in this film, and Peter Jackson plays that character.
Yeah.
There's a lot of resemblances. His goofiness, the laughter, the haircut with the glasses and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everything, like, even the way he kind of walks up, everything was very much like Derek. Like, it was facial features, like, everything seemed like it. I mean, that might just be the way Peter Jackson acts. Like, it just might be the character he's able to do, and that's it.
Oh,
because I don't know how much more acting he's done after these, but in general, like, we got that, and it was a fun little thing. And as soon as it came up on the screen, my first reaction to Mac was, "Hey, Peter Jackson!" And the reason I recognized him most is because he looked exactly like Derek from Bad Taste. So, you know, it in the end, Dead Alive, fucking great. Like, it's really well done. The comedy in it continues to... It's sustainable.
It gets better and better.
It's sustainable. Like, the park scene is by far one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes, and we recently found out that is Peter Jackson's favorite scene, and it was an additional bonus scene. It wasn't supposed to be in the actual film.
Good thing, Ellie. You need to check it out. It's just fun. It's a fun movie. Go in there knowing you're just going to have fun.
So, that scene, the park scene, they call it, it was so the original budget was about $4.5 million, but it went down to $3 million. And then they had an additional $45,000, so they used that to film 2 days in the park, which is just fucking fuckery, hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like you're gonna die of laughter, your belly's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
At least that was my first experience. But this is, I believe, I don't know about you guys, to a film to introduce somebody into the horror genre. You know, it's not really scary. I mean, at least to me, I don't know. It's comedy. There is gore and stuff, but I'm sure mixed in with the comedy, they're gonna feel like, you know, hey, I could vibe with this.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely
it's
definitely a good introductory film for anybody that you just want to kind of like display a little bit of fun with the gore, you know, with the amounts of blood and just kind of like jokey kind of concept with like dead bodies and kind of things like that, and not in a creepy way, but just in a film fun way. This is definitely a good opener for that kind of like door, which I might be using very soon. So it's one of those things that is just fun. It's a really fun movie, and
a lot of good facts. And just name the director, Peter Jackson.
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
I might say for myself, like, so from the movie started, it gave me, because obviously this movie came out before the game, and when I started seeing this movie, I don't know if the game got inspiration from this movie, but there was a lot of scenes in the movie that the way the cinematography was mad up close, and then the wedges in the house, the way it was uphills, the house was on the uphills and stuff like that. Obviously, that's how New Zealand is, correct?
Yeah.
But it reminded me of the game Zombies Ate My Neighbors from Super Nintendo.
Oh shit!
This is what this movie reminded me of.
Okay, I see.
Like, it gave me that vibe. Funny as shit. You're out in the dark, out in the daytime. The zombies are wandering all over the place. So for me, that was fucking like, okay. Now I'm looking at this like it's a fucking video game, right? So then,
different ways to kill the zombies.
And then now you add the comedy, right? And then I agree with you guys about the park scene, how great that park scene was.
Yeah.
But, you know, my mind is wired a little different. You know, I could be a perv. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know, but in a funny ass way. And to me, the funniest part of the film was when two zombies were having sex.
Oh,
which is epic as fuck, and they had a baby.
Great.
Fun fact, that actually inspired.
And they had a baby, right?
Yeah, that actually inspired Peter Jackson to make that scene because of a previous zombie film. I think it's called It's Alive, which I have to yet watch. We gotta watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. I knew he was gonna have a good chuckle in that. But yeah, the zombies get sexual.
It was great, you know. And the funny part was to me was that when they were actually making out.
Yeah.
When
they were making out.
The entire sequence between, and by the way, the in the scene that he's talking about, it's a zombie nurse and a zombie pastor.
Oh, the pastor.
You have to experience this pastor before he gets turned. It's one of the greatest things ever.
Yes.
It's one of the greatest things ever, and he drops one of the best one-liners,
recognizable liners ever in a zombie film.
For me, it literally lines up with "I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass."
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm all out of gum. It lines up with that line so much because seeing that pastor come out of nowhere and just start kung fuing motherfuckers down.
He was Bruce Lee for sure.
Well, he absolutely it was like he became like Mortal Kombat came out. He became Liu Kang.
He was shown up from Last Dragon.
Yeah, and just that gave a little too much away from what we would like you to see, and just that line. It's a classic.
That's why I'm not saying the line.
You're gonna be watching. Yeah, you're gonna be saying it amongst your friends and whatnot. But yeah, that scene, it was actually filmed in the second largest cemetery in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. So that's a little cool fact if you're into that. If not, then hey, you just heard it. But
we dropped knowledge.
Oh, and I'm gonna add too. Well, another thing that was great to me was the actual zombie nurse. Her head was always tilting back because of how they chopped her head.
Oh yeah.
And how they fit the guy. This Lionel was trying to feed her pudding down her esophagus, where her head cracked back. That was great.
Yeah. So that scene I told
great.
Randall. I don't know if you guys watched Idle Hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had not Seth Green, the guy from Austin Powers.
Mike Myers?
No, the son.
Oh, that is Seth Green.
Is that Seth Green?
Yeah. The son is Seth Green.
Okay, I was confused with the other one, the other guy,
Seth Green.
the other Green, the other Seth, Seth Rogen. Never my bad. So Seth Green,
Seth Rogen or Seth Green.
And Idle Hands, his friend gets his head. His friend gets his head chopped off, and he tapes it up, and he tries to eat something, and he falls down. So I believe they got that from this movie, Brain Dead.
Yeah.
But it's just, I love everything of it. Every character is amazing, whether you hate them or love them.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel something towards them. You know, they do make an impact on the scenes.
Everything story-wise works. Mm-hmm. The development of characters, development between the connection of characters, noticing the chemistry between other characters, like all of it was so well done in a humorous way that keeps pulling you into the movie.
Yes.
So you kind of ignore the fact that it's like an early like 90s movie.
Yeah.
You ignore the fact that it's not like the high quality 4K kind of full CGI, all this craziness stuff. Like you're able to ignore all that and truly just enjoy the movie for what it is, with the special effects that it has.
Yeah.
And recognizing that this is puppetry at its best when it comes to the monsters done in this movie, and it drew comparison to like what we saw with Boneyard, right? Like
the 1990-91 Boneyard film.
It's in that line of special effect puppetry that gets done, and it's so really, really well done. And Peter Jackson's mind worked wonders in this movie with his entire team. They put together a really, really great piece of like film here with this, and on top of the fact that we've seen this version, which is a more uncut version, we still have to obtain and watch the full version, which is 104 minutes of
fuckery.
Just in honor of our great friend Iris. Fuckery.
Oh, her favorite word, fuckery.
Fuckery. That's all that's in it, and it's just fun.
I want to add that this movie has the greatest pair of granny titties ever. Just want to throw that in there.
All right. You'll figure that one out. We won't point out where, but you'll figure that one out. And
just keep that in mind when you watch it. Granny titties.
Granny titties. That's
They're the perfect set.
Yeah.
When Randall was saying about, this is not 4K, Peter Jackson back in 2018, he was talking about he wants to bring Dead Alive, Bad Taste, and the other film, one of his early films, Meet the Feebles, which I have yet to watch as well.
Yeah.
He wants to bring it to 4K. I doubt it's happened. If it has,
no, it's a process for that kind of stuff. It's a process that takes some years to work it through. That's why we're seeing a lot of older movies now get through the process and come out in that 4K kind of quality.
Yeah.
And it's like what I was telling you, that now like movie theaters are gonna have Dracula and they're gonna have grindhouse versions of Dracula with Frankenstein and Wolfman with Invisible Man in the movie theaters in current format.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
that means they've put those movies through the ringer just to go ahead and elevate the quality enough so it's not you're not gonna look at a 120-inch screen and see pixelated shit. You're gonna actually see something that's great. Yes,
Ellie said Granny Titty's eyes. Yeah,
you're hearing right, Ellie. You're hearing right.
So imagine those granny titties in 4K.
But yeah,
I know, but I want to get close and say it. I know I said it. Granny titties.
But yeah, since what Randall pointed out in the beginning of the film, they're on this island in New Zealand, and it just says Skull Island.
Yeah.
And he's like, hold up, Peter Jackson, Skull Island, 2005 King Kong movie. Go ahead, Randall.
Yeah, so I immediately made that connection. Like, I saw the Skull Island, and then they're out there looking for a beast, right, of sorts, a monster of sorts, an animal, but unknowingly it's a monster. And
The rat monkey, right?
The rat monkey, yeah. It has a specific name. I forgot what the specific name was.
I think it's Sumatran.
Sumatran,
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But
I don't know how to say this. Basin,
wouldn't that be Samaritan?
A Samaritan rat monkey.
Something like that, yeah.
Either way, whatever. We're gonna stop talking gibberish and pretending we know languages. It's a rat monkey, and it introduces you that you're walking through or visualizing Skull Island, which immediately, like Max said, I was like, holy shit, King Kong. And
Ain't got shit on
and then we find out the connections. There's deeper connections with those two films, and Peter Jackson paying homage to his earlier work in his newer work. And I always love when directors do that kind of stuff. Like, it's little nuances, little things here and there that they just fit in perfect places. They might just go over people's heads, and they went over. Well, Max said he's seen it, never knew it. I hadn't seen Dead Alive until now, so for me, I'm now wanting to go back to see King Kong again, just to go ahead and look at these little tidbits of awesomeness that like Peter Jackson would add for this. Like, obviously, you can't add it in Lord of the Rings because that would probably be weird.
Yeah,
but
Randall said in the 2005 version of King Kong, Peter Jackson sneaks in I think it's Sumatran, rat monkey.
Rat monkey, yeah.
Beware the bite on a cargo hold in one of the ships. So I haven't seen that, so I'm definitely gonna rewatch that just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
Ellie says I'm down for 4K granny titties. See, Ellie?
Always down. Always down.
They're like right here.
Why not?
Not that lower, bro.
Come on.
Michael Bay. Was it Michael Bay or bring down the lower the bar?
Yeah, always lower the bar.
Lower the bar.
You need to lower the bar. The bar was pretty low.
All right, that's where my belly button's at.
But yeah, question, guys: who was your favorite character in Dead Alive? Whoever wants to go first. Whether it be a zombie or human or what.
I mean, I think I stick with the star, man. I think with Timothy, with Timothy Blame, the actor Timothy, he absolutely was fantastic in every aspect, man.
His facial features just
everything was on point. And
dying,
your favorite part, which is in the park scene, the face reaction that he has in one of those scenes, is one of the best reactions you get in a facial disfiguration that he does,
Yeah. Somebody going
contortion,
through what he's going
like a contortion he does with his face in that scene. It's fantastic, man, and just entirely his chemistry, with Paquita, his chemistry with his mother, everything like was believable. Everything was on point to the character, and I felt like he just, stole the show as a whole. Like, obviously, I can go ahead and point out one of the zombies. Like, the pastor would probably be the closest next thing. Okay. Just because of that one line. Like, that one line, that one line steals a lot of the movie, too.
And he says Lord of the Rings Dwarf Granny Titties Special Edition in 3D 4K.
Actually, he could have done it with, like, a troll or something in the movie and just, like, paid homage.
That's true. Yeah. Armando, who's your favorite character? And 4K. Had to mix that in because, Paquita, she's the Hispanic.
Is it going to be Paquita because she named her dog Francisco? Or Fernando, was it?
Fernando. Which is a homage to Fernando, I think it's Tubai, which is the director Peter Jackson saw in a film. Well,
Peter Jackson saw a film that Paquita was in, directed by Fernando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
But yeah, go ahead, Armando.
This is a hard one. I really enjoyed the movie. You guys know I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Yeah.
For me, it's gonna be. Do I have to choose one?
No.
You can choose whatever you want, but you can maybe try to put it in an order, maybe.
Yeah, no. There is no order for me, but
yeah, Ellie, for sure, it's definitely a must-watch.
Yeah.
And I would say watch probably Bad Taste first and then Dead Alive, so you can see the progression of Peter Jackson from his starting and stuff like this, and doing his own work in New Zealand, trying to put himself out there, and opening that door that leads him to work like Dead Alive, and you see that, look what he became.
And Bad Taste is on Tubi, so it's free. That's where I watched it. Dead Alive, I don't think it's in any streaming platform right now.
I think I checked.
Is it at Amazon Prime?
I think it was on Prime, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Prime, so.
Yeah, I think that's what it was on Prime.
So, for me, my favorite character. Alright. So, I don't have a favorite character in the movie. I think every character was unique in this movie.
Okay.
And they all gave me different laughters. Like different, like one that came from the gut, the other ones that were, like metaphorically hilarious to me, or like physically hilarious, Like, for instance, the baby in so many aspects.
Don't spoil so much about it, but
in so many aspects was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then his mom, Timothy's mom, was also amazing just by some of the physical attributes she did with the makeup, the things.
She did great stuff.
Great stuff. And then Paquita, I just like her hoish, funny ways. So like I said, to me, I have no character I really fell in love with. I think they all did a phenomenal job, across the table.
The casting as a whole was really well done, and the direction that Peter Jackson put into this movie to get what he wanted out of each of these actors was on point, because he got exactly what he wanted, and you can tell that this movie, they just had a lot of fun.
Oh, exactly.
How about Matt? Come on.
So, I was going to choose one, but I have to be like Armando and just, choose several. Then in the beginning of the film, I liked, Lionel's character, the mom, Vera. She was all over controlling mother, didn't let him do anything.
It gave a very much Psycho feel, right?
Yeah,
like Norman Bates.
Yeah, all of us said that. And especially the Psycho thing, because in New Zealand they used a house that was high ground, just like in Psycho. So yeah, those two characters, and at the end of the movie, the Uncle Les.
Oh my God, yes.
The uncle, which wants whatever Lionel was given,
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to watch it. Everybody's character was enjoyable. Ellie, since you're still here, there is there's several tarot card reading scenes, and the actual tarot cards that were used was from a deck from Aleister Crowley, except 2 cards. So that's a fun fact I remember for you. You'll definitely have to watch that. Let me see what else. What else? You just drew a blank here.
No, I thought you had something else. But we have to officially place our review, like number from 1 to 10.
Ellie said, "Oh shit, no way." Yeah, Ellie, I was actually like blown away too, and those cards are stupid expensive. So Aleister Crowley, you know, he's Ellie, what would you say like? Not like a black arts, dark arts, not magician. You know, he's just tarot card reader. So I haven't read up too much about Aleister Crowley, but I've heard of him.
Just to my roommate's Prime account. Go ahead, make it happen.
What? Just started to share it. What the hell? Don't steal.
Don't steal. Share. It's caring.
We had to say don't steal on camera. So.
Yes. But off camera, do whatever the fuck you want.
But yeah, let's go with
Just watch the movie.
Yeah. Or if anything, I'll lend you the DVD that I have at home.
Can definitely do that too.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be funny as he'll Prime ship it.
There you go. So
she's local. He doesn't need to ship.
So yeah. Also, Ellie, since you're another fucking huge ass movie buff, we have to have you here one day.
As a special guest.
I know Randall's in
They're
mine.
tired of me.
So we definitely have to watch a movie. You know, include you, shout you out with your artwork and what you're doing in life.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you bring some stuff in to show off on the camera.
Exactly. So yeah, let's get to the reviews.
Yeah, we need to give a rating. What are we rating this movie from 1 to 10?
I'm biased as hell. This is like they said, like the Boneyard. You know, I dropped it down a notch, but this is an overall 10 out of 10. I enjoy this alone and with friends. It never gets old. I think I watched it with Randall like 4 times back to back. The
Yeah,
VHS.
technically, yeah. We watched the VHS with a ton of size. And then we watched the DVD.
Like 2 or 3 times.
And then we rewatched the DVD when Armando got here. And we were already like halfway into the movie. A little bit more than halfway. And I was I was already beginning the description. I was like, okay, so you missed this. Fuck it, let's just start all over. And Armando was like, no, do it. Just tell me. Like, no. You need to experience this thing. You have to experience it from the beginning. Because just the beginning scene on Skull Island has so many amazing moments that just... the introduction to the title of the film, that last sequence right there is spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Without spoiling it, I'm just going to say it is spectacular. Again, things that just were so great in this movie. Your rating.
No, stop fucking around.
1 to 10.
I'm giving it
rating.
honest rate at 9.5.
Okay.
I'm going straight up the butthole. It's a 9.5 for me because this movie has everything for any movie junkie would want in one movie.
Okay,
Action, comedy, horror, blood. Even it has a lot of cheesy lines,
Which is nothing wrong. Nothing
wrong with
that.
it. That's what I'm saying. So it has everything that you could ask for in a movie.
If the pun work is done well, then it's worth
done
it.
well.
I mean, Freddy Krueger is an example of that, right?
Yep. And like
Mr. Freeze from Batman.
Batman.
And Robin.
And one thing you guys know.
Let's not even bring that movie up, though. Come on. What are we doing there?
I'm gonna shut you out.
Go for it.
Alright, go for it.
No, but like I was gonna say, you guys even noticed that I even mentioned this in the beginning of the movie when we started seeing it, was how I enjoyed the close-up views of all the characters.
Well, that was a lot of like Peter Jackson's style for the movies, because in Bad Taste, it's a lot of that as well.
Yeah, a lot of close-up.
I truly enjoyed that. So I enjoyed everything about this movie. It was funny as shit, you know. Even the ending was great. It wasn't a stupid ending either, you know. There was a great sense of closing for that movie.
a meaning, and there's a deeper meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Towards the ending, like Armando was saying.
You know, so it
won't spoil it, but just know. Good.
I will tell you this: that ending scene, before I pass over to Randall, that ending scene truly gave me Beetlejuice vibes.
I can see that.
Okay.
Beetlejuice when he's big and with the arms and that scene.
Attention Walmart shoppers, was it?
Yeah.
You know,
or Target shoppers.
So I'm not gonna say nothing else, but just that right there, the ending.
There's a lot of connections to that style of artistry and puppetry,
Yep.
especially like foreign style, because let's say Monty Python did a lot of things like that too. And then we mentioned Boneyard and movies that did a lot of like large scale scenes.
This is over the top, like,
so they went full large scale, but they really knocked it out the park in this movie, and you can tell that the budget was well put and well spent, into a lot of little details like that, and yeah, they really knocked it out the park when it comes to the special.
Try and see it tonight before you go to bed. Like for real, for real. Try and see it tonight.
Nah, watch Bad Taste first.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you know, you be hyped for it, say it. Like, I mean,
oh,
see
no,
it.
yeah. But like I said, as a Peter Jackson fan, and to actually grasp the improvement of this, the upgraded version, I guess you want to say, watch Bad Taste.
Yeah.
And Ellie, don't worry, I'm going to lend this to you. She says she's getting hyped to see this movie now.
That's how I said
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
That's how I said that, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So you got a 9.5. I gave it a 10. Randall?
I'm joining you, man. I'm giving this a 10 of 10. I honestly feel like this is a movie. I mean, to the point, like, listen, you brought your version.
Yeah.
And Angel from Retroitis, also Funknacious on Instagram. For Funknacious.
Not
You can follow him for he posts a lot of good stuff on there, but they also post together on Retroitis. But he had this, and Mac immediately was like, hey, Angel has it alive. I grabbed it immediately and said, I'm buying this like right now. I'm not hesitating. That's how much this movie pulled me in, and that I was like, I want to have it in my life. And then I'm like telling Mac, we have to hunt down the longer one because now I want to see the 104.
Yeah, the UK 104 minute uncut. I mean, not uncut. It's just a full version.
The completed version that wasn't trimmed down for the United States and then trimmed down again for VHS.
Oh wow!
Anyway,
So
another thing, so we're talking about. Yeah. In Germany, I think it's still banned. I believe it's still banned. If not, whatever. But I don't think it's.
I mean, at least if you look online, it's listed as still being banned. It doesn't look like the ban was removed or released. It is considered one of the goriest movies ever.
What is it? It makes Evil Dead like a picnic.
Yeah, like a Sunday picnic. Like a Sunday picnic. Yeah, it makes Evil Dead look like a Sunday picnic.
Imagine Ellie. Sorry, I stuttered right there. Ellie, yeah. So I said it makes Evil Dead look like a Sunday picnic.
So yeah, for me, 10 for 10 to the point that I wanted to own the movie, have the movie, and I'm gonna be sharing that movie with many people in my surroundings because I feel this is one I can watch any day, every other day type of thing. Like it landed in that spot in that realm. So definitely for me, it stays on a 10 for 10.
Exactly, and I'm now in the hunt for the actual UK version, the Brain Dead.
Yeah,
which is it's up there in the price range, but
it's fun to hunt.
You know, I already have the VHS, I have the DVD. There is a laser disc out there. I don't collect laser discs, but maybe I'll get it just for this.
Yeah, we'll have to find ourselves a laser disc player, or we can find the PAL and just get ourselves a PAL player.
Yeah, the PAL. So that's it for Ram reviews. Anybody has anything to say?
For Dead Alive, just fucking watch it, man. We're gonna be back shortly. We're gonna be talking about a new movie that not new in a sense of date, but a movie that neither me or Mac knew about. Armando brought this one up, and immediately it became something new for us that we
think about. What is it? Charles Manson.
Yeah,
Helter Skelter.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun.
Ellie,
to discuss
you might want to watch this.
We're not gonna have a case for this because this one was literally one that we streamed. But we'll be back. We'll be back. So this is Ram Film Reviews. Randall, Armando, and Mac, and we'll be back shortly with another review. All right.
Love you guys.
Check the movie out.
It was funny, Ellie said